emergency generator gives power when this circuit breaker is on, and this bustie switch going on this way. This emergency switchboard is also taking their power from the main switchboard or from the short connection. This emergency generator panel feeder 440 volts, and this is emergency generator panel 100 volts. Here there is a group of circuit breaker. This group of circuit breaker about for 100 volts loads are this. As you can see, these are the group of circuit breakers having 110 volts with 3 phase and single phases loads. This circuit breaker is a group circuit breaker for 440 volts feeder panel. These are the 440 volts feeder panel. What are those loads for feeder panels? The 440 volts feeder panel loads are number 1 steering gear, number 3 group starter panel for welding, water mist low pressure pump, number 2 emergency service transformer, the engine room number 1 supply fan, the emergency fire pump, main air compressor, the generator lube oil priming pump, and number 1 emergency transformer. And also here have electric arm welder. You must take note, here we have number 1 emergency service transformer, and we have also here number 2 emergency service transformer. This emergency service transformer have precautionaries. Stated here, it is impossible to use number 1 transformer and number 2 transformer at the same time. That is the reason why here I have transformer lock. As you can see, number 2 emergency service transformer 225 ampere is on, and the number 1 emergency service transformer number 1 is off. This is a protective guard so that everybody must notify that transformer number 2 and transformer number 1 is not possible to switch on at the same time. Hello everyone, I'm going to demonstrate with you the emergency switchboard panel. How the main switchboard power is delivered going to the main switch to the emergency switchboard feeder panel, going to the automatic bustie switch, then from bustie switch going to the 440 volts feeder of the ESP, going to the step down transformer to lower down the voltage from 440 to 100 volts. Then from the transformer going to the circuit breaker, and then from the circuit breaker going to the 100 volts feeder panel of the ESP. Okay guys, here I have the complete cabinet set panel of the emergency switchboard. What I'm going to demonstrate to you first, the main switchboard is connected from main switchboard going to the emergency switchboard feeder panel. This is how it is connected. First, as you look at it, on upper level, deep gray and black color wire, the wire coming from the main switchboard, and the power generated from there are come from the generator 1, generator 2, or generator 3 inside of the control room. On the lower portion, you will find here the red, white, and blue. This, the 2 white and the 2 blue is going to the short connection, and the 1 red, 1 white, and 1 blue is going to the automatic bustie switch. You will see here. This is the automatic bustie switch. Left side, this is a bustie switch contactor coming from the main switchboard. And on the right side, it's coming emergency generator. During normal operation, the left side contactor bustie switch is energized. Once this is energized, it will take power from the main switchboard and it will deliver 3-phase power on the 40 volts feeder line of the emergency switchboard. Has 2 circuit breaker. This circuit breaker is 1 amperes and another is also 100 amperes. This 100 amperes circuit breaker is going to the step down transformers. Here is provided for emergency transformer number 1, and another circuit breaker is provided for emergency transformer number 2. These transformers are rated 450 volts down to 105 volts, 3-phase with a capacity of 20 kVA. As you can see here, the power cable is little bit smaller to carry a 100 amperes load. This small cable is going directly to the primary side of the transformer. My transformer. The small emergency transformer have a capacity of 20 kVA with a frequency of 60 Hz with a primary voltage for 30 volts and secondary voltage 105 volts, and it can carry about 110 ampere symmetrical current, 3-phase, and made by Electric. I have here transfer cable
is the primary side, and the secondary cable, the big one, is the secondary side. This is a 450 volts. Since this transformer is step down, the output become 105 volts. This transformer 1 and transformer 2. The small cable is the primary, and this big cable, the secondary line, is going directly to the circuit breaker on the emergency switchboard panel. On the top side, this is the big cable from the emergency service transformer. This big cable going directly to the circuit breaker number 1 and this circuit breaker number 2. Once the circuit breaker is on, it will deliver the power or the voltage on the 100 volts feeder of my emergency switchboard. But please take note, never try to start or switch on both circuit breakers at the same time. This circuit breaker is always switch on one at a time. Meaning, if one breaker is on, the another breaker must be switched off. If you observe the secondary side of my transformer having a 225 ampere trip circuit breaker, 225 ampere trip circuit breaker made by Mitsubishi model DSN 250 CW. But my primary circuit breaker on the transformer is only 100 amperes. This 100 ampere made by Mitsubishi model NF 125 SW. As I said earlier, the transformer is impossible to switch on simultaneously. That's why we have here the safety mechanical interlock fixtures. You might the transformer 1 or the transformer 2. If you are going to make parallel the transformer 1 or transformer 2, there is a special instructions and procedure on how to do that. To let you know how the main switchboard power is being delivered or connected on the emergency switchboard 100 volts feeder panel and 440 feeder panel. Now I'm going to show you how the power is being delivered on the emergency switchboard feeder panel for 100 volt system and 440 volt system. The emergency generator. Once it is activated and you are going to connect it in parallel to the emergency switchboard, you must need first to check the frequency must be 60 Hz, the voltage must be 450 volts, this circuit breaker. If you switch on this circuit the voltage from the generator is being delivered on this automatic bustie switch. Once it is delivered on the automatic bustie switch, this magnetic contactor bustie switch from the main switchboard will be de-energized and the contact inside will be released. And this is energized and the contact inside will be engaged. From there is a cable wire going to the 440 feeder line or feeder board. And again, since 440 boards have circuit breaker 1 and 2 for transformer 1 and 2. This small cable will go to the primary side of the circuit transformer 1 and 2. This primary side cable of the transformer from the circuit breaker 100 ampere will deliver secondary voltage. The 250 amperes circuit breakers. Transformer secondary side will deliver power or voltage on this circuit breaker. Once the circuit breaker is on, the 105 volts or 100 volts, the ESP will be energized. You already know how the emergency generator power is being connected or delivered on the emergency switchboard 100 and 440 feeder panel system. Now that you know already how to connect the air circuit breaker of the emergency generator to give power to the main switchboard, now we are going to discuss on how the automatic closure of the air circuit breaker of the emergency generator to supply a power on the emergency feeder panel for 440 and 140 volts. From here, we can select the selector switch mode of the emergency generator panel by putting the switch in auto mode. While the mode selector switch are in auto position and the power supply from the main switchboard is missing or not available within 2 seconds, the emergency generator control panel will give signal emergency generator automatically. Once the emergency generator is started and running, the speed pickup will monitor the RPM signal of the emergency generator. Normally, the speed of the generator is about 1,800 revolutions per minute. Then, from electronic board of the emergency generator control panel, it will monitor and measure if the voltage generated of the emergency generator is about 95% volt within 5 seconds. If emergency established 95% of the voltage volt in 5 seconds and determine that there is no voltage or power generated from the main switchboard, this emergency switchboard within 35 seconds will give signal on
automatic bustie switch magnetic contactor, provided that the changeover switch inside of the control panel of the emergency switchboard is switched on emergency generator and put it normal. If successfully engaged, is now taking power from the emergency generators. While keeping this both selector switch in automatic mode, and then you are able to restore the power from the main switchboard on the engine go. Successfully started the auxiliary generator 1, 2 or 3. Again, this emergency switchboard bus voltage monitor will be activated and detect within 2 seconds if detected that there is voltage from the main switchboard. And on emergency switchboard, generator control panel detected that there is a on the emergency switchboard, and on the emergency control set someone going here. So the main switchboard power is being restored. When the main switchboard power is being restored, here this process will jump on the automatic changeover to normal power supply while keeping this mode selector switch in automatic, and keeping the switch pipe position auto are in normal, and the main switchboard power is already restored. The process will go to the, and also the process will go this way, from which the main switchboard power is being restored, having 450 volts, 60 Hz, and the EG automatic start switch are in normal position. The process will go this way. Then the changeover bustie switch will automatically diverted from emergency switchboard side change signal into a bustie switch main switchboard side change over signal. Then the bustie switch of the main switchboard will be engaged. Then power is supplied or energized the emergency switchboard, the emergency generator will keep running within 1 minute. Idling running of the generator will be run to cool the emergency generator before it will stop. After 1 minute idling, the emergency generator engine stop signal to the solenoid control valve or solenoid stop valve will be activated. Once activated, the engine will stop. This is how the emergency generators will auto start due to blackout, and emergency generator air circuit breaker will automatic engage on the emergency switchboard panel.
What I have here is a simple flow chart for the emergency generator control available. This flow chart showing this symbol and these symbols. This flow chart specifies that predefined condition. This box is the predefined condition. This is the process and operation. This symbol is an operation, and this symbol is a preparation. This control available flow chart defines how the emergency generator circuit breaker will close and how the emergency generator will be started. Based on the predefined condition, you can close the circuit breaker and start the emergency generator by means of manual or by means of automatic. Based on the predefined condition, you will need to do a process, and those process will be on this flowchart symbol process. We are going first discuss the predefined condition on the manual control avail. First, this is a mode selector switch. This process is represented by a mode selector switch having manual and auto. Here is the procedure of how to test the emergency generator. First, we need to switch off the battery charger for the emergency generator. Then from here, we need to switch off the circuit breaker of the emergency generator. Here, you can see the orange light indicated air circuit breaker open. Here, have a dipstick for the crankcase lubrication oil and check if these are on the side level. You need to choose either battery number 1 or battery number 2 are you going to use. For now, I'm going to use battery number 1. By putting this on, we are going to use the battery number 1. Then from here, the operation mode need to put in manual by pushing this switch. And then you need to push this to make the engine start. battery number 2. First, I'm going to switch off this number 1. Switch off. Then, transfer this mechanical lock. And then, switch on the battery number 2. Then, while this operation mode are in manual, we can start the engine. After starting, we can check the speed, the lube oil, and the temperature, and the voltage and frequency. After testing the battery set number 1 and 2, we are able to start the emergency generators heavy 25 volts. And now, we are going to put back everything in normal by putting this operation mode in automatic. And then, switching on this emergency generator charger. And then, from here, the circuit breaker is open. We need to switch on. This circuit breaker is normally on, so that we need to put it back in on position. And now, we are able to test the emergency generator using the battery number 1 and 2. Okay guys, now we are able to start the emergency generator using battery number 1 and battery number 2. Also nicer to see. This also nicer to see will be able to remove toxins, chemicals, and eliminate all parasites and bacteria. In order for you to wash the grapes properly, you must put the grapes on a bowl, put the water, wash the grapes, remove the first wash again, remove the second wash, then put water. After putting water, just press this switch, and this switch, after pressing it, there is an ozone. This ozone will kill all the parasites and bacteria of your grapes. Then from here, you can choose how many minutes. That is 15 minutes and 20 minutes. By pressing this, you can set it by 30 minutes. You can set 30 minutes or 30 minutes.
To ensure that your bacteria, you need this ozonizer 2C. This ozonizer 2C are select 30 minutes or 15 minutes. If you need 15 minutes, you fret 30 minutes, then take this hose, just put it inside and clean alkaline water.
This company, Life Formula Synergy Incorporated, ozonizer 2C, located in ABB Tower G5. Ozonizer 2C, your partner to have a better health and long life.